Hey, you saw the national anthem here at Bob Shelton Stadium. We're at Hays High School for tonight's KBVO Game of the Week. It is a District 12 5A Division I matchup between the Hays Hawks at 4-3, 2-3 in district, and the Anderson Trojans sitting at 7-0, 5-0 in district play, and ranked 9th by Dave Campbell's Texas Football. Very pleasant good evening to you. Roger Wallace alongside Keith Moreland, and we've seen both of these teams, Keith, and this Hays club ravaged by injuries, including their quarterback, Tacoma Ames, and we saw them in quite a battle against Hendrickson. They came up short, 42-41. Tough way to open up district play, and now really an important game tonight as we're down to the final 3 in the regular season.
Yeah, and they're going to take on a team that we saw early in the year right here on our big game of the week, and this is a team that's improved each and every week. It's a really solid football team. I expect tonight to see some scoring. Obviously, for Hays, they've got to find a way to get some stops in this ball game. It's going to be fun to watch. I've been looking so forward to this game down the line. Our last 3 to end the season are going to be outstanding.
There you see the coin toss brought to you by Favor. Favor brings a store to your door in minutes with HEB now. Hays wins the toss. They defer, and they're going to give it to that high-powered Anderson offense featuring one of the most dynamic backs in all of Central Texas. So we're ready to go here. Happy to have you with us. Nice evening here in Hays County for week 9 of this regular season. Wyatt DeLeon, the kick deep, and that one will go deep into the end zone, and the return back to about the 20-yard line by Kyler Sharp. And so let's take a look. Starting lineups brought to you by Favor. Favor brings the stores to your door in minutes. And a couple of keys, Keith, because we saw Anderson in week 1. Offensive line intact. They've stayed healthy. And that running back, Caleb Crenshaw, is special.
And it's one of the best, not in Central Texas, but the whole state. He's a guy that can make things happen. He's a dominant performer. He can run inside. He can run outside. What an addition to this ball club this season.
We'll get to that Hays defense. Here's Cove Derbyshire. First play is to Fulmer. He gets smacked down. Let's take a look at that Hays defense. They're led by their outstanding safety, Kai Trish. Comes into the ballgame, and keep in mind, this is week 8, and he's already got 88 tackles on the season. Does Kai Trish, number 0 in there. So gain of about 4 for Derbyshire, and here is Crenshaw. Little stutter step, gets to the outside, breaks a tackle, and there you see just how explosive this senior is. Comes into the ball game nearly 10 yards a carry, over 1,420 yards on the season.
Yeah, I just love his jump stop and his vision. You can see right there, as soon as he sees the hole stacked up inside, he just bounces it outside quickly, gets the first down. That's the first of what we suspect. About 25 times he'll touch the football.
He's carried it 148 times on the season. So first down, screen pass to Sharp, and Sharp looking for a block, and he gets it downfield, and he's close to another first down. You see the nice downfield blocking by Ben Hatcher, the coach's son.
Bubble screens work when you get great blocking, and Hatcher with an outstanding block right there, and it just allows him to get around the corner and get the first down. They're going to mark him out at the 48.
And Stigall with the push out of bounds, but just like that, Anderson on the move. Derbyshire looked like he might be changing the play. Gives it to Crenshaw, and this time Crenshaw will be dropped for no gain, maybe a loss of a half yard. Great penetration by that Hays front, led by Kiefer Patterson.
Patterson, and then Bland cleans it up, so the defensive front's going to be tested. There's no question about it.
Yeah, actually, it was Isaiah Bland, you're right, the first one to get to him. So we'll call it no gain, 2nd and 10. Derbyshire play action, goes down the middle. He's got Fulmer wide open. He's got a first down and more. Fulmer name has been a very productive one for this Anderson program over the years, and he is their leading receiver. Came in with 29 catches on the season.
Derbyshire did a really nice job. Comes to the outside, just buys enough time, allows the drag. Fulmer started on the short side of the field. He just drags right behind the linebackers. And you got to allow it to happen as a quarterback. You can't be impatient. He allowed that to happen, dropped it in, and got the first down.
Derbyshire comes in just over 1,260 yards passing. There's that tunnel screen. Sharp's got it, breaks the tackle, turns it up, takes it down to inside the 25, but there is a flag. We'll see if this will be against the Trojans.
I think this is going to go against Fulmer, who was right there. Going to get a hold. It's not a block in the back. He just reached out and got outside that shoulder pad. And when that happens, you're going to get called. It's going to back him up.
Levon Whitaker down on the sidelines, and Levon, a quick check on Caleb Crenshaw, because from the sidelines, I imagine he looks pretty special as well.
Absolutely. Looks like a dominant player that you have talked about already. So, yeah, he's like he's going to give this team problem all night.
All right, little weather update. How is it down there?
A little breezy, just a little breezy, but it feels good out here. I can see them not having really any issues throwing the ball in this game.
So the penalty, there's a little flip inside, and that's Fulmer, and he's got that penalty yardage back, knocked down, in fact, almost back to the original line of scrimmage, so 2nd and 11, but also Keith.
How about that little design play right there?
Yeah, that's
a little
inside
going. Shovel. This is really well done. You think you're going to run the outside and just shove it back across, and a little counter. Really nice play design. That goes as a pass.
Seen some creativity on this first drive from Anderson. Now they just give it to number 1. He is dragged down from behind. Boy, he stayed on his feet somehow. Thought he was down. Then you got a Hays player playing without a helmet. That's Joseph Casares. Well, that's scary. He stayed in on that play after he lost his helmet.
That's a big play early. You say, well, it's still in the first quarter. Got more than 9 minutes in the first quarter. But boy, you'd love to try to force a 4th down opportunity right here.
Yeah, and Casares has to come out of the game after losing the helmet. So 3rd and 8, straight give to Crenshaw, and he just explodes through the hole for the first down.
Excellent blocking up front. Just split the seam. Good. Everybody mans up. Center goes to the next level. Not only gets contact at the line, gets the middle linebacker, allows Crenshaw at the middle of the first down.
Yeah, Kai Trish making the tackle right there, not before. Takes it down to the 21-yard line. And now Derbyshire going right over the middle, and that one a little hot for Fulmer, and that'll bring up 2nd down. And well, Hayes got some pressure on the quarterback.
They did, and a little bit of confusion right there. You would have not 2 receivers both running the same route, and I'm not sure he's going to. Look, there's 2 receivers right there, sort of split in the middle of them. Somebody went the wrong direction. You're not going to decide to have 2 receivers within 4 yards of each other.
Yeah, he had Fulmer and Sharp. So 2nd and 10 now for Anderson.
10th play of the drive, Roger.
Fake it to Crenshaw. They go to the tight end, Leach. He's wide open, and Leach, first down. That is Trey Leach, the senior.
Another really well-designed play. Everybody thinks it's a run. He just gets your tight end on the outside. Great blocking downfield by Hatcher. And gets him around the corner and makes it 1st and goal at the 10-yard line.
Yeah, remember they lost their outstanding tight end early in the game against McAllen, Calvin Ballinger. Now Derbyshire play action. He's going to keep it and gets knocked out of bounds right about the line of scrimmage. But that's one of the few big injuries they've had was Ballinger, really good looking tight end, but that was a nice play to Leach.
Nice job of Derbyshire that time. There was nothing there. He was trying to get a quick one on an inside, just real quick slant. Coverage was there. Had to put it down, break it to the outside. Gets it inside the 10. Let's see, gained a yard on the play.
Now Hays just trying to defend the end zone here. They give it to Crenshaw. Crenshaw trying to get the edge, cuts it back, and that one was well defended. And then finally,
he's not going down easy.
I was gonna say, first guy doesn't get him down, but now you bring up a 3rd and goal from the 9-yard line.
Nice job of feathering it to the outside. The sidelines never missed a tackle, so you can get, no matter what running back, if you can get him to the sidelines, it'll make the tackle. But he did not want to go down there. Did a nice job, just gained a yard. Huge play right here.
Yeah, give Alexander Silva a lot of credit. He ran with him, and then when Crenshaw cut back, he was there to at least slow him down, number 2. 3rd and goal, play clock down to 5. Derbyshire with the roll, the throw, and it's caught. Fulmer, touchdown. Trojans, what an opening drive for Anderson, and what patience by Cove Derbyshire to find Jay Fulmer for the touchdown.
This is a young man. You can just see him growing up as a quarterback. A junior, just waits, buys time to the outside. Great job up front on the sellout. Crenshaw with an outstanding block to seal the corner to allow him to make that throw and get it into the end zone.
Well, we see some gadgets on extra points from this Anderson team, but now looks like they might go into straight PAT mode with Ryan Osbo, the senior. So Derbyshire with his 13th touchdown pass of the season. Extra point. Good. Anderson strikes first here in Hays County.
When a company vehicle hits you, the fight isn't just against the driver, it's against the corporation and their insurance team. Their goal is to protect themselves. Ours is to protect you. At Thomas J. Henry, we've handled some of Texas's toughest company vehicle cases. With over $1 billion recovered for our clients in the last 4 years, we have the results and the experience to back us up. When big companies cause big problems, we get big results. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust.
Start it up.
There's KXAN News, and then there's KXAN News Plus.
Built for the way you watch. In-depth investigations on demand.
First warning weather when it matters most.
The stories you want when you want.
And did I mention KXAN Plus is totally free? No subscription required.
However you watch, KXAN Plus is ready when you are. Download it free today on your favorite streaming device.
KXAN Game Day weather forecast brought to you by A+ FCU. Join Austin's best credit union. Live your A+ life. And that was a very good drive by Anderson. Had to overcome a lot of long down and distances.
Yeah, 13 plays on the drive, 79 yards total. Took 4 minutes and 25 seconds off the clock. First possession, 7:35 to go in the quarter.
Ospo will go with that pop-up kick. No fair catch is called. Stegall, a little stutter step, and then he gets down the sideline. Boy, he explodes down the sideline. Big return for Hays as they take over for their first possession. Mentioned their quarterback, Tacoma Ames, went down with a knee injury a couple of games ago, so Troy Wright will be the quarterback as we take a look at your starting lineup, brought to you by Favor. Favor brings the store to your door in minutes with HEB now. Wright, 6'4" junior, converted receiver. Got a good running back in Gabe Peach. He's explosive. We saw Stegall. We'll see him as well. And Isaiah Bland, who we saw on defense, also an all-district offensive lineman, leads that gang up front against an Anderson team giving up less than 14 points per game.
Yeah, they've been really good, especially against the run, as this Trojan defense.
So a short field after the kickoff return for Wright, and immediately a timeout is called by Hays. So a little confusion. Well, that lets us set up the Anderson defense as they get set. It is Anderson. There you see up front, and well, River Anderson, Cesalak, but those linebackers, Keith, they have all been extremely productive. And then Yaheem Riley, the Texas commit, at safety, leading the back end.
Yeah, they just have really done a nice job. Starts with those 3 guys up front, and then the linebackers are so active. Then you have a guy at free safety that he comes down the field. He's a very physical safety on the back end. What they've done so well, Roger, they've taken teams out of and made them one-dimensional, not allowing the running game to go. And the Hawks want to get something going in the running game. That's the way. They just were in the wrong formation there, and it was not smooth from the very beginning, so good time to use the timeout after that outstanding return.
So here you see the Hawks with Wright at quarterback. Tight formation, 2 receivers to the left, and the H-back is Martin. Fuentes, the motion man. And there's Peach, bounces it outside. He can get the edge, and he's got speed to burn. Down the sideline, and Peach pushed out of bounds inside the 15-yard line.
Well, it's just a really nice job. How about the patience? It was clogged up. Watch him, he's just clogged up. He doesn't know where he's going to go. And then right there, great lateral move to the outside. And then you talked about it, Roger. Right here, he just outruns everybody down the sidelines with outstanding speed. Gets it down to the 13-yard line. So great return, great first play, scoring position.
Well, how about that block by Leighton Fuentes, the motion man for Hays, wide receiver. Made a big block to help spring Peach, who averages 7 yards per carry. Came in with an even 500 yards on the season. And they go right back to Peach between the tackles. Not a lot there, and that'll bring up 2nd down. First one to get to him is Pierce Miller, the senior linebacker.
Tried to bounce this one as well. Stopped up right where he was going to go, but a linebacker coming off the outside saw it, just came back, collapsed down inside. It's going to make it 2nd and long.
Again, Wright, former wide receiver, in his limited time at quarterback, 17 of 40, 105 yards, still looking for his first touchdown pass. Levi Larson now in at the H-back for Hays. High snap, kind of floated there. Here comes Wright, trouble coming. Wright gets to the edge, cuts it up, down inside the 5. There's a flag down.
This is going to be a holding.
Yeah. It would be 3rd down at about 5, but I think Donald Hatcher's going to take those yards and make them replay 2nd down.
Haven't seen the call yet, but where that came in, Roger, usually it's a hold.
Jeremy Tate is our referee for tonight's ball game. Wait for the call.
Offense, number 60, 10-yard penalty, 2nd down.
So they'll replay 2nd down, and boy, Hays can't afford not to come away with points here.
Oh, no question.
Right. You see the quarterback Ames with that big brace on his right leg. Hays under the direction of Mark Torres in his 2nd year. Came from El Paso, where he started that El Paso Pebble Hills program, was there for 9 years.
Really interesting talking to him earlier in the year. He talked about he felt like this is a really good move for his family and wanted to be in Central Texas.
Always great support for Hays. Yep. Great crowd tonight. So 2nd down and long now. They fake the sweep, and then Peach is going nowhere. That was Matthias Levine, the sophomore defensive tackle.
Just got in penetration. There was nowhere to go with it. That took a little while to develop, Roger. It wasn't real quick. It was like the motion man was a little slow getting there, and you could just see a young man that hasn't had a ton of experience playing quarterback, and it's just not going real smooth. He's going to have to put this one in the air, though.
Yeah, you need 20 for the 1st down. You at least want to get a little bit more back if they're going to trot De Leon out there to try a field goal. Right, pressure coming, and he's going down. Gets back to the 30, but Hodges Smith, number 11, and friends in on that tackle.
Just a really nice job. Just pressure immediately. They bring 5, and bring the blitz with the middle linebacker. Nowhere there to block him. And what do you attempt? This would be a 47, 48-yard attempt. Wind will be at his back as they try to attempt the field goal here.
Well, they got the big return, then they got the big run from Peach, but since then, going the other way. So Wyatt De Leon, this will be from about 48 yards for De Leon. The kick is up, it's blocked. And that will give it back to Anderson. Now we got a return here, and Anderson might, well, now it's going to get right about out to the original line of scrimmage. That was Yaheem Riley who went ahead and tried to return the block, and he gets it back out. So basically got it right back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I mean, the other part of that is with the block, he brings it back out to the 30. A lot of times ill-advised to do that, but he was close right here. Makes a good move to the outside, and he's close. Gets by that one guy right there. He's got a herd of people out in front of him. Might have been able to take that one to the house.
Yeah, he got a big stiff arm on Cole Siciliano, or he would have been tackled inside the 10. Let's check in with Levon down on the sidelines.
Yeah, I talked to head coach Mark Torres before the game about Hayes. He said, hey, man, we've dealt with a lot of injuries. As you guys said earlier, Tacoma Ames, the quarterback, now being replaced by Troy Wright. He says, we can just get out here and execute and not have bad turnovers. We'll find our way to stay in this game. Obviously, we didn't see that in their first drive, as you mentioned, getting that long kick return and then getting the bounce outside to get down here to like the 40-yard line or deeper. But other than that, did not execute like they wanted to, like Coach Mark Torres wanted them to on the first drive.
Yeah, you saw Anderson. Once they get in a bad down and distance, that front takes over. Derbyshire with a pickup of about 4 on first down. Here comes Crenshaw deep in the backfield, but he is swallowed up. That's going to be a loss, and that was Joseph Salazar leading the charge.
It boxed him in. He had nowhere. He wanted to bounce. Right here you can see he was on the outside. He's wanting to bounce. Actually bounced into his own man, and that allowed the defense to get to him. Another big third down here in the second possession.
Well, they're not afraid to go straight run play to Crenshaw. We saw it on the earlier drive. That was in Hayes territory. Derbyshire wants to take a shot down the sideline, and that ball incomplete. Hatcher, the intended receiver, pretty good coverage. Ball was thrown, though, where Hatcher had a chance to make a play, but, well, a big stand for this Hayes defense.
No question how important that was. This ball was thrown perfectly. I mean, outside shoulder, this guy had a chance, got his hands on it, couldn't come down with it. Going to have to punt this football away, but a huge stop for the Hawks. Gives them the opportunity. Going to be punting into the breeze here.
Liam McMillan, the punter. Linebacker as well. McMillan with the left foot, and he hammers this one. Fair catch called for and made back at the 29-yard line by Javi Casares.
That's a heck of a punt.
Yeah, it is. So second possession for the Hawks. Yeah, you saw the shot of Tacoma Ames. We saw him against Hendrickson, and he was really good. That's a tough loss for Mark Torres. 60% passer, 843 yards in 6 ball games, 5 touchdowns, rushing as well, along with the 7 passing touchdowns.
See if they can get Peach going right here. The tailback's got to be very important in this game.
There's the give. That's Stigallers. Peach, rather, right up the middle. Gets hit, stays on his feet, and then gets knocked down at the 45. Helmet comes flying off, but boy, what balance by Gabriel Peach.
I'll tell you what, he takes a blow. Good blocking up front, creates a seam. He explodes through it. Now watch him bounce off of this guy. You got to wrap up. Peach gets an extra 12 yards, and boy, he pays the price for it, though. Helmet comes flying off, has to come off the field here.
Yeah, Grayson Lake.
Play clock getting down there quickly, Roger.
Tried to go with the shiver rather than wrapping him up. Gave him a few extra yards. Play clock down to 3. Wright has it, and gain of a couple. Bring up second down.
I believe that's Stegall.
Yep, Ian Stegall, who had the big kick return. Sophomore, he's averaging like Peach 7 yards per carry.
There are times when both of those guys are in the game in the backfield. Peach back in the game here.
They throw the screen, but it's too far out in front of the intended receiver. And that'll bring up third down. That was Ethan Aguirre.
It's just, he just doesn't get his feet under, leads him to the inside. You can just see not comfortable throwing the ball. I think they're going to have to run it and run it effectively to be successful.
So that'll bring up third and long. Lake, the corner, left the field after that play. Looked like he was favoring his shoulder. Another high snap. Here comes Wright. Tries to step up. He does. Now he turns it up. Now he turns on the Jets. Wright hurdles down inside the 25-yard line. You can see what the converted wide receiver can do in the open field, and he's got Hays in business again offensively.
Right,
Tate
puts
Haynes.
it down right here. You're right, Roger. It didn't mean to step on you, but this is just exciting. I mean, he is explosive, and as a defensive back, that guy's 6'5". You don't really want to take him head on.
Yeah, he's a load, and Haynes made that tackle, wisely going low at him. So here they go again in scoring position for the second straight drive. See if they can close the deal. High snap. They give it to Aguirre on the speed sweep, but Anderson just stretches it out and ends up being a gain of about 3, but for a while Aguirre was going the wrong way.
Yeah, he was headed in the backfield. You can see him bouncing to the outside. Good penetration right here. And then he has to get to the outside and does a nice job cutting it up. Outside at about the 20-yard line. Does go as a couple of yard gain, but boy, they got to find a way to come away with points here, Roger.
Boy, did Liam McMillan, number 5, take on his blocker. My goodness. And again, that play clock getting down. Now it's 7, and they're still trying to get set here. Second down, Stegall tries to get to the edge, and Stegall does have the edge, and he has the end zone. Touchdown, Hays, Ian Stegall. 5th touchdown of the season.
Boy, if he bounces to the outside, he hits an accelerator, doesn't he? I mean, this is a tremendous free safety. And Yates, watch Yates come up right here. Looks like he's got the angle. He just accelerates past him and then around the corner with great downfield blocking. And what an answer from the Hawks.
So with less than a minute to go in the first quarter, De Leon will try to tie it up here at Bob Shelton Stadium. Extra point, good, and we're even at 7. High school football on KBVO, brought to you by Thomas J. Henry.
At Howdy Honda, it's all about great volume, and volume. A great volume of inventory with nearly 700 new Honda models to choose from, like Civic, CR-V, Pilot, Accord, and more. In stock and ready for immediate delivery. A great volume of savings with big discounts, incredible lease specials, and even low APR financing options. All of this matched with a great volume of customer service. It's easy to see why we're the #1 volume Honda dealer in Central Texas. Get to Howdy Honda today, where it's all about volume.
If you're thinking about a compact tractor and you want the best, you can afford a Kubota.
Check out the new Kubota L2502 package deal. A front loader, a rear mower, a box blade, and a trailer, all for one low price.
All Kubota is your Kubota dealer.
Welcome to Austin Bergstrom International Airport. Be sure to get here early because that's when the real journey begins. And our digital wayfinding map will get you where you're going. AUS is a traveling cowpoke street. Time to saddle in. Y'all come back now, you hear?
Well, Hays gets the answer, and Keith between Crenshaw for Anderson, Peach and Stegall for Hays. We got some burners in the backfield here.
Absolutely. 5 plays, 70-yard drive. Took minute 57 off the clock.
De Leon, high kick. That's into no man's land, and Sharp will take it on a hop at the 15, and then he will get slung down at about the 27 by Trish. So Anderson goes back on offense. Drive
got a 3 and out the last time. See the adjustments defensively. I would think we're going to see a steady handing off to number 1 here.
Yeah, sometimes you don't need a lot of creativity.
Yeah,
when you have...
sometimes you take your best player and let's see if we can't use that.
Well,
he's lined up as a wide receiver right now.
Yeah, a little different look here with Derbyshire under center. Now they shift. And now they go jumbo. How about this look? 2 in front of Crenshaw, and Crenshaw weaves his way up to about the 32. Boy, he does not go down easily, finishing the run there with an extra yard or 2.
I mean, he doesn't. He's just, you think about his speed, you think about his agility and his vision, but one thing that impressed me the first time we saw him earlier in the year was his power. You see it right there.
They're bringing O'Keefe in as a fullback, their starting guard. And there's that toss sweep to Crenshaw. Has to cut it back and kind of weaves his way up to the 35-yard line. Pretty well defended, but Crenshaw able to bring up a 3rd and short, and that's where we will start the second quarter here at Bob Shelton Stadium. After 12 minutes, Anderson undefeated, ranked 9th in the state, tied with the host Hays Hawks. We're back after this.
When an 18-wheeler hits, nothing else matters. The damage is massive. The injuries are life-changing. Trucking companies move fast to protect themselves. You need a law firm that moves faster. For over 30 years, Thomas J. Henry has taken on the biggest trucking companies in Texas and won. Because in cases this serious, experience isn't optional, it's everything. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust.
Salsa and guac are empty.
Nah, that's no big deal, right?
I'm here without you, baby, but you're still on my lonely mind. I think about you, baby, and I dream about you all the time. I'm here.
That's Favor with our HEB Now order.
When it's got to be HEB and it's got to be now, Favor brings you HEB Now.
Not in this house.
Get 15 items in as little as 45 minutes. Favor, how Texas orders in.
Well, we begin the second quarter here at Bob Shelton Stadium. Bob Shelton, legendary coach of Hays when they were Hays Consolidated, the only high school in the district. But now you've got Hays, you've got Lehman, you've got Buda Johnson. And the give is to O'Keefe, so they give it to the big man, and he's got a first down.
How many running backs you see with 55 on their back? And he's powering forward with a first down.
The guys in blue are going, we have to tackle that?
Yeah, no, that's not fair.
Yeah, now he's listed at 225, so. Well, here they go again with that stack look. Now they give it to the tailback, Crenshaw, but he is swallowed. Boy, that was well defended by Silva, among others, for Hays.
You just get the feeling that out of this formation, it's a really tight defense. There's 11 personnel. All 11 personnel is right on the line of scrimmage. So you would think that they may have something out of that formation at some point to do a little play action.
You see Santiago Nevea, the junior defensive lineman,
he was
fired
pretty
up.
excited.
Yeah, he is. Well, Anderson's been here before, 2nd and long. They roll Derbyshire. Keeps those eyes up. Nothing there. Breaks one tackle, but not going anywhere. And boy, nice job downfield by the Hawks, and it was Crew Allen, the first one to get to Derbyshire.
This is just a great job in the secondary. They were trying to get out in the flat, nothing there. Two receivers too close together, and then knew at that point he's going to have to put it down. Pays the price.
Yeah, once he spins and kind of drops his head.
You know you're going to get hit hard.
So 3rd down and 10. They need to get right to midfield. Derbyshire going down the sideline, and that ball is tipped away. What an outstanding play. That is Bradley Sines.
That's just as well done as you can do. The receiver had a step. He's watching the receiver, looks back for the ball right there and reaches up that right hand and just bats it away. That is, when you do a video on how to play corner against the bucket ball, that's as well as you can play it. Gonna have to punt it away.
Intended receiver there was Chase Thomason. So the punt coming. Low kick nearly blocked by Trish. Line drive, it's returnable for Casares, and he will take it up beyond the 40-yard line. Flag on the play, though.
Block in the back.
Yeah. So Hayes will now be backed up, but with just under 10 minutes to go, the ball and a tie score.
Defense.
Blindside block. Receiving team number 12.
That's even worse.
Yeah, blindside. That's 15 instead of 10. Going to take them back to the 20.
Yeah, that's big.
It's not first and 25, it's first and 10 because it's conversion, but still backed them up to the 20-yard line. Into the win right now.
Well, both drives, they've sprung their running back for a big play to get the drive started. First one stalled in scoring position. Peach, yeah, Anderson going to key on whoever is in the backfield, and that's going to be a loss of a yard.
And penetration at defensive front that time. Yeah, got great penetration early and absolutely nowhere for Peach. He tried to plant his left foot and cut it upfield. You can see right here, but just that penetration back there, he had no chance to get any momentum and get it started, headed south.
Yeah, that was Levine again, the sophomore defensive tackle. And we saw Wright on an off-schedule run. Peach again and going nowhere in a hurry, and that is Max Middleton. How about this number for Middleton? 19.5 tackles for loss with that stop right there.
TFLs change drives at all levels. He got great penetration. The Hawks do not want to be in a passing situation.
Yeah, it's a tough spot.
You know, it's a tough spot. So I think quarterback draw, you'll see him put it down quickly if he feels pressure. We've got to get this to the line of scrimmage and everybody worked out.
Yeah, they're trying to get set here, avoid a penalty. Right, tunnel screen, and they get about 5 back, but that's going to lead to a punt. Jaden Gingro, our top receivers with the catch, his 19th of the season. But that Anderson defense made some adjustments, never allowed anything to bounce outside. Yeah. That's where they got beat the last time.
And there's a late flag here. We do have a flag. There's some going on and off the field.
At the Hayes bench, and I think this is... The Anderson players are all pointing at the Hayes bench, and I think it was Riley, kind of the first one, that something set him off.
Yeah, this is going to back him up. This is going to go against Hayes, or it could be offsetting. Riley was quite upset, the safety.
Well, that's a big sequence. You get the personal foul on the return and then an unsportsmanlike, and you're going to be punting the ball in the shadow of your end zone. You can see that Anderson players reacting to the sideline.
Yeah.
High punt, not particularly deep, and now it backs up, and boy, it's going to be great starting field position for Anderson. Joseph Casares with the punt will step aside for a short message from Thomas J. Henry.
For over 30 years, Thomas J. Henry has been in the fight for those who have been injured in Texas. With over $1 billion delivered to our clients in the last 4 years and more than 13,000 five-star reviews, our dedication to life-changing results is clear. But don't just take our word for it. Hear from those who've experienced the difference. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust.
First down play, Crenshaw breaks it outside, a couple of moves, and Crenshaw then lowers his head. My goodness, he is some kind of runner. He's got it inside the 20-yard line on first down.
Just gets into the second level. When he does, he's so explosive right here. You watch him, just gets through here, squats down under the tackler, and then bounces to the outside, and boy, he decides to finish. He punishes you when he finishes.
First down inside the Hays 20 for Anderson. One play in this 7-7 game here. Derbyshire receiver screen to Hatcher. Hatcher knocked down after a short gain, and that'll bring up second down. Siciliano in on the tackle.
As an inside linebacker. Now they're going hurry here, Roger. We'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but nice job. Inside linebacker, you got to play it from inside out. Did a nice job of taking away that screen.
Yeah, that was Trish. Here's Crenshaw up the middle, and Crenshaw fighting, but it's going to bring up a third down and about 4 at the 12-yard line.
I feel like this is 4-down territory for Anderson. They want to make sure they finish this drive. Probably 2 times on the ground for me. I don't think, why would you put it in the air here?
Derbyshire keeps it. He's got the first down and more right about the 5, they call it the 6-yard line, but they go zone read, and now first and goal.
Really nice play. Watch everybody collapse down, not expecting the quarterback to take it to the outside, and gets the first down, makes it first and goal.
Now Trish with a nice job of recovering, and he's going to close in on 100 tackles on the season tonight. Came in with 88. So the Trojans now with first and goal. Crenshaw right at the middle, follows his blockers, and Crenshaw into the end zone for the touchdown. 18th rushing touchdown for Caleb Crenshaw, and Anderson back on top.
They've got a great short field. The 2 penalties killed the Hawks, and then Crenshaw, you talked about it, he just powers his way into the end zone. So explosive. Extra point away from a 7-point lead here.
Caleb Crenshaw came into the ball game 1,428 yards and 18 rushing touchdowns. He had 22 last year at LBJ. He ran for 1,100 yards. Had 294 yards against Hendrickson in a win. Extra point makes it 14-7. Anderson with the lead. Levon Whitaker down there, and now Levon, a couple of big penalties really hurting Hays the last few minutes.
really hurt this team, and that was something that Mark Torres talked about before this game, that they cannot shoot themselves in the foot. But Leighton Fuentes said on the sideline, he was approached by one of his teammates and said, hey, man, what the heck was that just earned us that penalty from you? He said, I pulled Yaheem Riley's towel. That made him upset, and that caused him a penalty, put Anderson in really good field position to go up a touchdown before they go into half.
Yeah, gotta keep your head. So now Hays has to answer.
They do. They got 5:30 left on the clock, so nearly a half of a quarter, so plenty of time. And they're going to have to go into this breeze. I would think in kickoffs in this direction, you got a chance to put it out of the back of the end zone. And for me, I would want to take. I think that's such a weapon in high school to say, hey, let's go to the 25-yard line and play defense.
Remember, Stegall got the big kick return, but this one to Casares and weaves his way up, stays on his feet, gets to the edge, and turns it on, and there is a flag, or they'd have another big return. But boy, this Hays special teams, although they'll lose some of this yardage.
Yeah, they're going to lose 30 yards on this, Roger. Flag came out 35-yard line. It's going to back them up to the 25 and be 1st and 10. Roger, that seemed like the running back, the runner, excuse me, not the running back, the return was past that when the flag came out. So sometimes they get a little zealous. That guy's past you. There's no sense holding at that point. He said they're going to back him up to the 25-yard line.
Covert Ford Austin fan cam here at Bob Shelton Stadium. I mentioned that the stadium's named after the legendary coach who started the Hays High School program. Now the stadium is home to 3 Hays CISD schools. Here's first down to Peach, and again, now Anderson's. They're going to make Troy Wright probably beat him in another way. Now, it's not to say one of these backs can't bust something, but I don't think it's going to be consistent from now on.
Well, you look at it, you say you got a young guy that has not taken a ton of snaps, only thrown 40 passes in his high school career, so you're probably going to force him to run, get 9 guys in the box and say, you're going to have to throw it to beat us.
Yeah, and see just the one safety back there, Longoria, and they've got 8 guys within 5-6 yards of the line of scrimmage. They give it to Peach. He does get a cutback, but then he cuts back into traffic, and that's going to be another gain of a yard. Boy, Levine's had a nice game. Now the whistle blows as Peach kept going out beyond the 30, but they're going to mark this down at the 27-yard line. Talk to these teams, make sure that the cooler heads stay.
It just tells you the importance of this game.
So now a 3rd down and 8. Here under 4 minutes to go.
Showing man coverage.
Pressure coming. Wright goes with the screen, but a little low and away, and Casares the intended receiver, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Boy, that was open. If he can complete the little bubble screen, got the linebackers in front, he had a shot right here, get this ball caught. This would have been enough for a 1st down and down the field, but instead, it's a 3 and out. Going to have to punt this football away right now.
Now they're going to. Joseph Casares will drop back to punt it, with Fulmer standing at his own 45-yard line. Booming punt. Fulmer, though, has got some room, but his catch he had to kind of dive for. I think he wanted to return it, but
yes,
he couldn't quite track it well enough to make the catch on the move.
Yeah,
so.
I think the wind started pushing this down quicker than he thought. He lays his body out, secures the catch right here, but can't go any farther at this level. Once you hit that knee hits the turf, you're down right there.
Well, big moment.
Yes, it is. That's where I was going to, Roger. You know it.
Yep, this Hays defense. You're 3:34. Hays gets the ball to start the second half, trying to keep Anderson from getting a 2-score lead. Fulmer, he's going to throw it. Fulmer going deep. Sharp, the intended receiver, but he was bracketed. And the best result there for Anderson was what happened, because Stegall was in position to maybe make a play on the ball.
Yeah, this is a break for Anderson. This ball didn't get picked because they had two guys there and just couldn't get to it. And instead, it's going to be 2nd and 10. A little trickery.
Yeah. Hays not biting. Not only didn't they bite, they had double coverage.
Both of them in the right spot.
Well, number one can make up for a lot of deficiencies. They go play action. They want the tight end Leach, and they've got him, and he turns upfield, and he'll be about 2 yards shy of the first down. Nice play in the open field by Rowland, but 8 yards on the play.
Well, just bite to the outside, did a nice job. Lead him out in front, turns his shoulders, cut him. You know, sometimes when you have a big guy, you want to, best way to get him on the ground is get those pins out from under him. Well, huge play here.
Yeah, and maybe 4 down unless they get a big loss here with 2 cracks to get 2 yards. There's a delay, and Crenshaw avoids the big loss and then stays on his feet. He's got the first down. What an individual effort. Could have been a 7-yard loss, could have been a 1-yard loss. It turns into a first down run.
Well, he's just so good with the football in his hand. He doesn't panic. Great vision. You got to have your eyes up. And then that great jump step that starts at the beginning. I mean, he should have been down 7 yards deep and just makes a jump step and avoids the defender and gets the first down.
Yeah.
Any timeout coming.
Any of those tackles he doesn't break, they got to think about punting on 4th down because of the loss. Now, Derbyshire pump fake, throws it. He's got his man in traffic. Boy, tough catch by Fulmer. He took a pop from Stegall, and he's got a first down.
That's going to take us to the 2-minute timeout.
So, 2-minute timeout here at Bob Shelton Stadium, and Anderson is on the move here. Oh, Levon Whitaker down on the sidelines. This Hays defense hanging in there, but boy, you get a feeling this is a big 120 seconds to see if they can maybe keep him out of the end zone, maybe keep him off the scoreboard.
Absolutely, yeah. When I talked to Donald Hatcher before the game, he says, man, I just want to make sure we go out there and execute. We don't have any turnovers, take care of the ball. This is the perfect time right now to go up 2 scores. Hays helped them out in their last drive when they got the penalty, put Anderson in really good field position. So now, I mean, they're kind of playing with house money right now, going into their own end zone, and the time is on their side.
Yeah, and Hays, you know, without Ames, not quite as explosive here. So if Anderson, even no matter what's left on the clock, if they can get a score here, that's going to make life tough for Hays here, as they will get the ball, but the explosive plays have come on 3 running plays. 1 was off schedule by the quarterback right, and the kicking game. They made some big plays in the kicking game and then hurt themselves with penalties.
Yeah, missed a field goal, got 1 blocked.
First down and 10, 35-yard.
Crenshaw has it, cuts it up. And Crenshaw, my goodness, he's doling out the punishment. First down.
I tell you, he finishes right at the end. I love his forward lean. Watch him. Plants that left foot. Now, north and south, and just lower the shoulder and keep grinding. Contact is 3 yards short of the line to gain. Not only did he get those 3, he added 2 on top of it.
Yeah, the license plate number was 1, by the way.
Yes, it was.
Truck. No hurry, plenty of time. Little inside flip to Fulmer, and Fulmer cannot break away. Boy, what a nice job of holding on by Crew Allen until he got some help.
Well, they ran that play earlier. It's a little pass play, inside shovel pass, and goes down as a pass, and it went for a big gain. This time stayed at home, brought him down. Now it's going to be a timeout here.
Yeah, now they will use a timeout as the clock was down to 1:14. Oh, they stopped the clock. Doesn't appear like there's a timeout. Now there's a Hays player coming off the field.
Now they'll roll the clock.
Yeah. So they stopped it momentarily. Patterson back in, but well, a lot of time's going to go off the clock here.
Sure is.
Second and long. Derbyshire going over the middle. Fulmer has it. That's not going to be enough for a first down. Now you would think Anderson with 52 seconds will use a timeout.
They haven't showed it let. They're coming right back to the line of scrimmage here.
Yeah. Well,
you can't imagine who's going to get it here.
Clock ticking inside of 40 seconds. They go to Crenshaw, gets the outside, cuts it up. First down inside the 10. 32 seconds to go. It'll be marked right at the 10, so it'll be first and goal from the 10.
They get a timeout now. Save that time on the clock. But he's just so explosive to the outside. The other part is his shoe came off at the end at Crenshaw's. So he's looking at the sideline and says, I can't get up and run another play. So they had to use the timeout.
He could probably run with just one shoe. So 32 seconds to go here in the first half. And Anderson, a team that's not had a real close game in a while. They won one of the most bizarre games in the state back on September 26 when they beat A&M Consolidated 42-40 in 5 overtimes.
There's a lot of people across the state were talking about that one.
Yeah. So now first and goal. They've got a timeout remaining. Derbyshire fakes the handoff. Sharp has it, but he's going nowhere. Well, they're having trouble just getting him to the ground. They can't. Stegall got a hold of that jersey, but couldn't get him to the ground.
Clock is still running.
So they couldn't really, he was out on the progress.
They had to use the timeout.
They kept the clock running because they're going to say he was down before he actually got out of bounds. They ruled him down. Well, look at Sharp, though. They couldn't get him to the ground.
All right, it's the 15-yard line. You got to look at this. It's second down, so downs are not going to count anymore. Only 18 seconds to go. Trojans do have one timeout left, so that is huge. So you can run the ball here, even though it's second and goal at the 15.
Yeah. That's where sometimes, though, Keith, earlier in the drive when they choose not to use a timeout, and yeah, there's plenty of time, but what it does is it kind of puts you in a box once you get to this point. Like you said, you have one timeout. You're not going to stop the clock with a first down. You can get out of bounds, but it does change things a little bit. Outstanding defensive play by Hays. Derbyshire going up top, and that ball is tipped and nearly caught by Crenshaw, but it's incomplete. And now third down.
That is tipped. That ball should have been picked. I mean, a couple of guys had a shot at it.
That was Travion Ellis, the junior or sophomore corner. So here we go.
They got to throw it here, Roger. It's just...
Derbyshire, pressure coming, and Derbyshire goes down. He gets rid of the ball. That's going to be an incomplete pass, but a great job. They brought the heat, and even though Derbyshire bought some time, Nathan Rowland got to him.
They did buy some time to the outside. Just relentless. They did bring the blitz. He's coming from the backside. He's fortunate he got that football out of his hands, but they did have a timeout, but it's going to lead to about a 37-yard field goal attempt.
Yeah, but he saved him some yardage with the ability to get rid of the football. So Ostbo, and he's got the leg, he's got a 39-yarder to his credit. Hadn't had to kick many, just 2 for 4. This will be 32 yards. McMillan, the holder, and now timeout. Oh, there's a flag on the play. No, they gave him the timeout.
Yeah, that was their last time out of the half, I believe.
You can't afford to take a penalty there when you've got a timeout in your pocket. Well, Hays does a nice job of kind of standing tall down here in scoring territory, but still a big kick here to try to get it to a 2-score game for the first time.
There's no question that now you keep them out of the end zone, which very much keeps you in the ball game, but just becomes a big kick. If this is through, it's a 2-possession game, as you mentioned. If not, Hawks will get the ball to start the second half in a 1-possession game. So, entertaining first half.
Oh, we'll line up again, and it is the senior, Ryan Ostbo. 32-yard field goal attempt coming. Kick is up, and it is good. I mean, he kicked it almost to lane 8, or lane 1 on the track. So they get the points with 3 seconds to go, so it kind of negates the winning of the coin toss, because it's just going to be like they kicked off only to start the second half.
Yeah, it does. An 8-play, only made 22 yards on their 8 plays, Roger, but took 3:31 off the clock. 2-possession game now, 17-7. Defense really did a nice job stepping up right there, defending the field, giving them an opportunity, but they're going to have to kick this ball off.
Yeah, Levon's down there. Levon, that Hays defense really active against a really good Anderson offense.
Yeah, they seem to figure it out. I think the biggest difference that we've seen on the recent drives is just discipline. Staying inside there, staying on their assignments, and not panicking. Really, that's the big thing that's been able to help them out in the last couple of drives. It really contained Caleb Crenshaw.
Yeah, and I think maybe Donald Hatcher will go to number 1 a little bit more in the second half. I mean, the way he hands out punishment, he can wear you down.
Yes, he could.
So now it's just going to be a deep kick, and that one's going to go out through the back. Oh, that's how you deal with this return game from Hays, is make sure they can't return it. So I would think that Wright will take a knee and go to the half 17-7.
Yeah, I just don't think you can, with a young guy, hasn't taken a lot of snaps. No sense trying to get anything funky. Just get the snap, get to a knee, and get to halftime.
Again, Hays at 4-3 and 2-3 in 12-5A. They still got a tough game against A&M Consolidated on the road. Then they'll get their in-district rival that share the stadium, Lehman, to close out the regular season. Anderson, they get Lockhart, and then what could be quite a showdown in 2 weeks. 2 weeks from tonight at the field against Weiss, and you can watch that one right here on KBVO. So Wright takes a knee, kind of gets knocked backwards, but that will do it to the end of the first half. Good first half. Hays undermanned without Tacoma Ames, their fine quarterback, but doing a really nice job of hanging in there.
Yeah, they did hang in there. I really was impressed with what they did defensively. They found a way to get on the board. This is a 7-7 ball game for quite a bit into the second quarter. So we'll go to halftime. Hawks will get the ball to start the second half.
So it is halftime here at Bob Shelton Stadium. And the Anderson Trojans sitting at 7-0, 5-0 in district play, ranked 9th. You don't say that a lot about AISD teams in the top 10 in the state rankings, but that's the kind of season they are having, and they'll take it to the locker room with a 10-point lead. We'll have all the halftime activities when we come back on high school football on KBVO. It's brought to you by Thomas J. Henry. Welcome back. About ready to start the second half. Hays will get the ball, trailing 17-7. Take a look at some of the highlights for the first half. Hays won the toss and deferred, and Anderson, a long drive, ended in a Cove Derbyshire touchdown to Jay Fulmer, and then back comes Hays, and
Pete straights it to the outside right here, and you talked about it on the broadcast. He's explosive. He can sit down inside the 10-yard line, and they turned it into points.
Yeah, and that run was on the drive that stalled, and then they got the ball back, got a good return, and Ian Stegall tied the game at 7, and then it is Anderson, and you see Caleb Crenshaw showing off all the tools in his toolbox there, the strength, the quickness, the cutting ability.
And he just powers this one in, he pushes the pile into the end zone. Just like that, it was a one-possession game.
And then Anderson driving at the end of the half, but nice job defensively by Hays. They got some pressure on Derbyshire. It does lead, though, to the field goal by Ostbo, and that does give Anderson a 17-7 lead. But good first half here, and good effort by Hays. We mentioned shorthanded without their quarterback, Tacoma Ames. And see if they can get what would be a big answer here, because you don't want to get too much separation here in the second half if you're the Hawks.
Yeah, they need points on this drive. Going to have the win at their back. It's interesting. Anderson's going to kick off into the win here in this third quarter, and we'll have the win at their back in the fourth quarter.
Ostbo to kick. We'll see how they play it, because they've given up some chunks in the kicking game. One of the returns came back, or partially came back, because of a penalty. Now that ball comes off the tee. Number of games, by the way, have been moved up to 6 o'clock tomorrow night around Central Texas. Ostbo, high kick. Certainly returnable, though, and this will be Peach with Stegall out in front, and Peach with, boy, nice balance to get an extra 5 or 6 yards. Speaking of tomorrow night, don't forget, over on KXAN Plus, what a night. Not only is it the Battle of the Lakes, and that game's been moved from 7:30 to 7, but at 6:30 it will be the Drew Brees jersey retirement ceremony. Brees, of course, led Westlake to a state title back in 1996. He is back in his hometown. They'll retire the number 15, and then Lake Travis and Westlake for first kick at about 7 o'clock. You can watch it on KXAN Plus. So here goes Hays. Troy Wright, quarterback for injured Tacoma Ames. And keeps it on the zone read and pick up a couple, maybe just a yard on first down.
Well, a nice job of filling the inside. This interior of this defensive front for the Anderson Trojans has been really good all night. Where the Hawks have had some success, Rogers, when they got it out, bounced it out on the edge, and got the edge. But interiorly, it's been very difficult to run on.
Yeah, and I guess part of that, too, you try to keep them a little honest, so when you do give it to the running back, Peach or Stegall, they have a chance to pop one. But now big down. This offense not really built for third and long. The fake, then the give to Peach, but he is bottled up, and that's going to bring up a third down and long as Zach Seselak, the junior defensive end, the first one to get a hold of Gabriel Peach.
Yeah, this defensive front's getting his penetration, had a difficult time, tried to bounce it out right there. Nice job, did get that done. It's going to bring up a third and long.
Remember, Wright had a big off-schedule run in the first half. See how Anderson plays this. Probably have some sort of spy look. Those very productive linebackers. Wright going deep, and that ball is caught. One-handed catch. Oh my goodness. What a spectacular grab down inside the 15-yard line, and that is Abraham Ortiz.
That's the catch of the year. Just reaches out with one hand. This ball's laid up, to the outside. Watch this, one hand, goes up in the air, reaches as far as he can reach it, brings it back and makes the catch. Outstanding play. That'd make a lot of highlight reels. Wow.
Well, now, let's see if Hays can finish the job. They've been down here twice. Once they got backed up. Second time they scored. Right with the keeper, a little loose with the ball, and he's not going to get much. Let's check in with Levon. He was right down there.
Absolutely amazing play. I talked to Donald Hatcher at halftime. I said, what are you going to do about Troy Wright? You know they're going to try to get him more involved in the second half. He said, we got to load the box, make him beat us with his arm. Well, I don't know what type of magic juice they gave him at halftime, but that was the best throw I've seen all game.
Yeah, here it is. One more look down the sideline, and that's just
spectacular.
Yeah, but to Levon's point, he threw it out there where his guy could go make a play in Ortiz. Second down now. No gain on the play. They give it to Stegall, weaves to the edge and takes it down to the 10, but boy, he just kind of glides on that turf.
And he comes off the field.
Yeah.
That's a big blow if he can't get healthy to get back out there. He's running better at the end.
He is. Well, you got to figure down 10 at this point. Potentially, depending on what happens on third down, this is 4-down territory. Although field goal does get you back to a one-score game, but that's asking a lot of your defense against this Anderson offense.
No question, and they already had one field goal block tonight.
Taking a look at Stegall. Here's Wright, back to pass, throws it. Ball is caught again. Ortiz.
That's just another really nice job of staying in the pocket. Knew he was going to get hit. Ortiz has a nice hands catch. Comes down inside the 5-yard line. What an outstanding opening drive here to start the second half.
Well, not only have they converted 2 third downs, they do it through the air twice. And now 1st and goal for Hays. And nearly 4 minutes off the clock. Peach, the give. Middleton, though, swallows him up. Nothing there. Stegall back on the sidelines. He says he's good to go. And here he comes.
Get them both on the field at one time.
They put him out in the slot.
Used him in motion a couple of times out of that slot position. Man coverage down here inside the red zone.
There's the motion. They fake it to him, and then it's blown up. Nowhere to go, and that was Liam McMillan, their outstanding senior linebacker. Oh, by the way, 22 TFLs coming into the ball game.
Well, this is just coming right down from the outside. He just blows up. It's unbelievable he held on to the football. It's just unbelievable. He had so much penetration around the corner, such quickness to get down in the corner. 9th play of the drive. None bigger than this one.
Took on the left tackle, Joshua Lopez, and then knocked down the ball carrier.
Going to have to hurry. This play clock getting down quickly. You may have to use a timeout.
Yeah, you can't afford to. They're going to take the timeout. Just can't afford a penalty. So, nope, they're going to let him play. Interesting. They reset the play clock. Wright rolling, pressure coming. Wright throws it. It is caught. Touchdown, Hays. What a grab by Miller Johnson, the junior tight end.
Well, he did a great job of just sliding to the outside. How about the job of avoiding the tackle, the pressure in the backfield? He gets pressure right away, avoids it to the outside. He's going to get hit right in the numbers and lays out, comes down with it, and a great catch. And 2 defenders run into each other. For the Trojans, you can see them both on the ground after the play.
Riley slow to come off the field. You can see him to the left of your screen there. And 3 big-time throws and catches on that drive. And Wyatt DeLeon will try to make it a 3-point ball game, and they take nearly half of the third quarter to do it. Extra point good, and we've got a 3-point game here on KBVO.
At Howdy Honda, it's all about great volume, and volume. A great volume of inventory with nearly 700 new Honda models to choose from, like Civic, CR-V, Pilot, Accord, and more. In stock and ready for immediate delivery. A great volume of savings with big discounts, incredible lease specials, and even low APR financing options. All of this matched with a great volume of customer service. It's easy to see why we're the #1 volume Honda dealer in Central Texas. Get to Howdy Honda today, where it's all about volume.
I think we're out of tortillas.
We can manage, right?
I'm here without you, baby, but you're still on my lonely mind. I think about you, baby, and I dream about you all the time.
Well, that's Favor with our HEB Now order.
When it's got to be HEB and it's got to be now, Favor brings you HEB Now.
Bologna taco.
Get 15 items in as little as 45 minutes. Favor, how Texas orders in.
Now they're fired up on the Hays sideline. Our covert forward at Bastrop Spirit Cam, and what a drive that was for the Hawks.
Well, it was an outstanding drive. 9 plays, 64 yards, took 5:42 off the clock.
Kick will drive into the end zone, touchback, and now Anderson. Mentioned early in the season they had some close ball games in district play. We mentioned that crazy 5 overtime game. That's the only game that's been decided by fewer than 23 points, or 21 points rather, all season. So they find themselves in quite a battle.
They do have quite a battle right here. Now, important drive. Mr. Crenshaw's going to handle the football for a little bit, I would got a feeling.
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt about that. There he is on first down, just explodes through the hole and then doles out the hit on Trish all the way up for 15 yards.
It's hard to be the umpire that lines up right behind the nose guard in the center. You can see him right there. He's right in the middle of that crowd, and here he comes Crenshaw again.
Yeah, that time they got him bottled up, then he slipped away, then he slipped down, and it all ends up to be a 2-yard. But you better finish on #1 if you're that Hays defense. You cannot relax thinking you've got him to the turf.
Back-to-back touches. I would think we could see him touching 15, 18 times here in this second half.
He averages about 26 carries per ball game. Derbyshire with the fake, the pass to the sideline, caught by Fulmer. Great throw and catch, a sliding grab for the first down.
Well, laid that in the perfect spot. He's coming out of the break. Right there, you got to go over the top of the corner and just laid it in the perfect spot. Really nice pass there. Pitch and catch for the first down.
Crenshaw stayed in to block as Hays was bringing some pressure. And just like that, they moved it to midfield. Fake out to the edge. Good first down yardage. That's Hugh Hakes, the junior.
Well, a little RPO right there. Where as a quarterback, you fake it to your tailback, brings the linebackers down, and then just sees his receiver out in the flat, drops it off quickly, and gets 6 yards. It's going to say 5 yards on first down. Makes it a very manageable second down.
Play clock at 10 seconds before they get set. Derbyshire with the fake pressure coming, and that ball caught by Hakes again. He's got a first down. Good strong throw because he had the heat coming.
Yeah, it was right in his face. Did a nice job. Now they're going to hurry up right here after getting the first down and put the pressure on the defense. Hard to get your calls in when they're right back to the line of scrimmage.
Casares with the pressure. Now they go to Crenshaw. Squirts through, and Crenshaw foot race. He is down inside the 5, and a touchdown saving tackle by Stegall, but Caleb Crenshaw just like that. Anderson, and they will go fast again here on 1st down and goal from about the 2-yard line.
Just has a tough time setting your defense, getting ready to go. One's going to carry it again.
So 1st and goal. They keep it with Derbyshire on the zone read, and he fights his way into the end zone, rolling with the hit, but Derbyshire with the touchdown. What an answer by this Hays offense.
It didn't take them long. 7 plays, 75 yards, 2 minutes, 18 seconds to go back to a 2-possession game.
Cove Derbyshire with his 8th rushing touchdown of the season. And just like that, it's back to that 2-score lead here with an even 4 minutes to go. Derbyshire's big at 6'2", 210, and he absorbed a blow right at the goal line. Kick is up and good. 4 minutes to go, and it is Anderson up 24-14.
After an accident, every second matters. That's why getting help from Thomas J. Henry is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Step 1, call us. One call puts our legal team in motion. Step 2, we come to you. Home, hospital, or wherever you are, we move fast to build your case. Step 3, we take over. From insurance battles to courtroom fights, we handle it all. So you can focus on recovering while we fight for the results you deserve. Easy as 1, 2, 3. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust.
If you're thinking about a compact tractor and you want the best, you can afford a Kubota. Check out the new Kubota L2502 package deal. A front loader, a rear mower, a box blade, and a trailer, all for one low price. All Kubota is your Kubota dealer.
Welcome to Thrive Medical, where your primary care is our primary focus. Our experienced team provides compassionate, comprehensive care, all in an unrushed, warm, and welcoming environment. Same-day appointments available. Schedule now at thrivemedical.com.
Well, back-to-back touchdowns here to start the second half. Big answer by that Anderson offense.
They did an outstanding job. 7 plays, 75 yards. I really like the mixture. A lot of Crenshaw, but there's a lot of other. Derbyshire was very important in that drive. 75 yards, took 2:18 off the clock. Now back to a 2-possession game.
Yeah, you just have to respect him so much. Anytime they go zone read, you know you're going to have a lot of guys crashing down. Here's the kick. Sars takes it about the 17-yard line, and that time gets away, breaks another tackle, tries to get to the edge, and gets tripped up. But, man, it is tough sledding to get those Hays returners on the ground.
They've been really good all night.
Yeah, Logan Gephardt with the tackle.
All right, they really did a nice job. They were running the first 2 plays of the last drive 3 times, and then on 3rd down they had big, huge pass completions. The first one was the bucket ball down the field, one of the great catches we've seen all year on our high school football.
Yeah, Abraham Ortiz came in with 6 catches on the year. He got 2 on that drive, including one of the highlights of the season. But now Hays called upon to answer. They fake it to Peach, and now Wright trying to find an opening, and he's not going to get it, and he's going to be tackled for a loss. That was Cesalak, number 50, getting it started for Anderson.
Well, his defensive front has been very active. The linebackers are so good for the Trojans. And started at the beginning of the year. It does a nice job on the outside. They just do not, they maintain leverage. And what I mean by that, folks, is they never seem to allow you to get around the outside. Early in the game, one big run out to the outside. Since then, they just kept that leverage and not allow them to the outside.
Second down and 12 for Hays. Peach, and he is brought down just a few yards on the carry, and Alex Longoria coming up from his Ranger position to get a hit on him.
That's what they did in the last drive. They ran the first 2 plays and then converted on 3rd down 3 times. Another big 3rd down conversion here.
3rd down and 8. Play action. Now Wright's in trouble. He's going to turn it up, though. Gets a little bit of room. Stays on his feet. Tries to power forward. He gets close to the 1st down. It's going to be a full yard, but boy, now decision time for Mark Torres. Do you go for it in your own territory?
Well, his helmet came off too. Now you got to go to your number 3 quarterback, or do you punt the football?
Well, or do you go Wildcat? They're going to go ahead and
they're going for it.
Yeah, their number 3 quarterback is Gabriel Alejandro, senior. Let's see if they maybe try a hard count as well here. Play clock down to 7, so they have to go quickly if they're going to actually snap this ball. And they got him to jump. There it is. Free play. Alejandro going up top and nearly the catch out on the edge, but boy, they're going to get it on the hard count.
I think it's going to be offsides. Here comes the call. Yes, it is.
I think it was Alan Sue, number 8, the senior.
How about that ball? Come off the bench, cold as ice, and this is a really nice throw, but you see.
No, it's Middleton, their outstanding defensive end, but yeah.
But this ball's thrown almost catchable. What an outstanding pitch.
So Middleton, again, he has had an amazing season statistically. Gingro was the intended receiver, but now Wright comes back in, and boy, that's got to frustrate Donald Hatcher.
Yeah, the penalty gives them the 1st down. And
nothing there.
Seen that 2-back set a couple of times here in the 1st half. First time we've seen it here in the 2nd half.
River Anderson, the first one to get a hand on Stegall, or Peach rather. Fast-moving quarter here. 3rd possession of the quarter, and Hays in no big hurry right here. Again, they'll get set with about 10 or even less on the play clock. Peach, reverse. Gingro looking for a block. He gets it. Wright leading the way, and Gingro grabbed from behind. That could be a horse
collar on the back of it.
Well, they don't call it, but it was close. Gets a 1st down inside the 40. And the sideline at Hays wondering where the flag was.
It just gets to the outside. Nice move here. Good block. You got to be quarterback. You got to get a good push.
Nope.
Hey, caught him on the jersey.
Yep.
You're right.
Got him underneath. So, big conversion right there on 3rd down. And now the clock will tick inside of a minute here. Well, they stopped it at 1:06. He out of bounds. Peach, good 1st down yardage inside the 35-yard line.
Well, you can tell the Hawks, their best defense, quite frankly, is controlling the clock with your offense. So, yes, it's a 2-possession game, but you would love to take 3 or 4 more minutes, get this into the 4th quarter, find a way to get in the end zone, make it a 1-possession game. It's really been a really good game plan when you got a guy that has only thrown 40 passes in his career coming into the game.
Yeah, and they've not only shrunk the game a little, but they've stayed in it. It's one thing if it's getting away from you, but they're right there if they can punch it in. Casares on that receiver end around, but going nowhere, and that's going to bring up the end of the 3rd quarter as Hodges Smith with the tackle. So we will go to the 4th quarter here. Hays trying to get back within a score from Bob Shelton Stadium. You're watching high school football on KBVO, brought to you by Thomas J. Henry.
At The Joint, we help with more than a stiff back.
The Joint helped me get mobility back in my shoulders.
I've had migraines for years, but The Joint really helped me put them in check.
I look forward to my visits every month.
The Joint Chiropractic. Scan the code for your $29 new patient special.
Hit hard by hail?
Better get Jamar Roofing and Sheet Metal. Jamar Roofing's solid 50-year-plus reputation backed by GAF ensures your roof repair will be covered for years to come. Jamar Roofing and Sheet Metal. Go to jamarroofing.com.
At the Bugmaster, we bring more than 40 years of expertise to help you protect your home, because peace of mind starts with a pest-free space. Termites can cause serious damage to your home, damage that can be costly. From termite inspections to proven treatments, we stop termites before they can cause expensive damage to your home. Friendly, responsive, easy to work with. That's the Bugmaster difference. For expert pest control that works, trust the Bugmaster. Call today and take back your home.
Roger Wallace, Keith Moreland, Levon Whitaker here at Bob Shelton Stadium. Good one tonight. Another third down opportunity for the Hays Hawks here to start the fourth quarter.
This 4-down territory, we've already seen that in this ballgame. We've seen this two-back set have some success here. We didn't see much of it in the first half, where you got two backs and the quarterback in the backfield on what is a 3rd and 5.
Right, with Stegall to his left, Peach to his right, Gingro in motion. They're going to throw it out, and a diving catch, incomplete, hit the ground on the attempt there. So now a 4th down coming up.
Yeah, just a young quarterback did not step into the throw. It's one of those where you got to, he sort of was flat-footed when he made the delivery. If he gets that ball up in time, I think it would have gone enough for the 1st down. Now, huge play here just to start the 4th quarter.
Yeah, and do you put it in the air on 4th down here with a young quarterback? They're going to roll him out. Right, throws it low, caught. 1st down. Gingro this time able to make that sliding catch.
What a nice job up front just to get the corner sealed by Lopez, 71, the left tackle. He sealed that corner, Roger, and allowed his quarterback some space out into the flat. Really nice job right there to move the chains. 10th play of the drive coming.
Yeah, just the 3rd possession of the half for both teams. Each team has scored a touchdown. Casares, they give it to him, and just too much penetration by that Anderson front. Close to a face mask, but it was not. And that was Zach Cesalak, number 50 again, who kind of got it all started.
Yeah, penetration, it hurts, reverses, those type of things. You get penetration, it forces the runner to go around him and has nowhere to go. They did not get him out of bounds, so the clock is moving.
Yeah, loss of 2 on the play, so that brings up a 2nd down and 12. Mentioned Riley kind of limped off earlier. He is out there, number 4 for Anderson.
Inside 10 seconds. Got to get it snapped.
Yeah, they're going to use the timeout and avoid the delay game here. Yeah, you can't afford to take a penalty right here. We'll step aside as we have a short message from Thomas J. Henry.
In the heart of Texas. For over 30 years, Thomas J. Henry has been in the fight for those who have been injured in Texas. With over $1 billion delivered to our clients in the last 4 years and more than 13,000 5-star reviews, our dedication to life-changing results is clear. But don't just take our word for it. Hear from those who've experienced the difference. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust.
So they get the timeout. Again, 2nd and 12. They weren't able to do much through the air in the first half, but they found some passing game in the second, including that long pass to Ortiz and another big conversion there to Gingro to keep this drive going. Peach to the right or right. They fake it to him, pressure coming, and that ball incomplete. Riley there to
Knocks it out from the backside with that contact.
Yeah, break it up from Jingro. It was there.
That was one of the better inside passes we've seen. It just comes from the backside, knocks the football out. It would have been short of the line to gain, but would have made it a much easier third down than now. You got almost 13 yards.
And again, trying to get just ready to snap the ball, and it's going to be, again, inside of 10 seconds. And now Wright's going to have to hurry it up. Pressure coming. Wright with a runner in his face, and he overthrows it. He had two receivers in the area, but not really close to either of them. And now another fourth down, but this time 4th and 12. And
yeah, you can't kick into this breeze out of the south right here. So I don't think you have any choice but to put it in the air here on 4th down.
Yeah, because if it were manageable, a field goal gets it back to a one-score game. But you're right, that's a 45-yarder.
Yeah, and this is a really pretty stiff breeze still blowing left to right on your screen. And ball game may come down to this right here. Using a timeout, you wouldn't think about it, but you're right. The ball game's right here. It just,
yeah,
there's been very few possessions, as you mentioned, here in the second half. So you look at it, you got to have points on this drive if you can get them. It's going to have to be a 4th down conversion to get it done.
Yeah, 2 scores, tough to overcome at this point in the ball game, especially the way Anderson can lean on Crenshaw. Obviously, a big moment here, but Levon Young, Troy Wright has certainly shown something here in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, whatever conversation he had at halftime with Mark Torres, it probably was along the lines of just giving him some type of confidence boost. To let him go out there and throw the ball. You're down about 2 possessions right here. You got to throw the ball, let it rip, because they're going to load the box and force you to beat their cornerbacks and defensive backs one-on-one. Well, not so much since that pass on their first drive coming out of the half, but right now, Anderson defense is going to be stiff. You probably want to avoid your Heem Riley side of the field, which means you're on the short side of the field and gives you very limited options.
Well, we'll see if they bring some pressure. They got to take a little time to let something develop here, unless they just try to get a quick hitter and see if one of their ball handlers can do something with it in space. They're not showing blitz, and they don't. Right, it's got some time going up top, but that ball way over everybody's head, trying to go right down the seam, but incomplete, and that will give it back to Anderson, as Peach was the intended receiver who just ran right down the middle.
Yeah, but he didn't look back for the football till late, and it's one of those, he was double covered right into the strength of the defense, and that was a nice job by the Trojans. Come up with a stop now. They can put this thing away right here, Roger.
Yep.
If it's not already put away with a 2-possession game, this is when you march it down the field, put it in the end zone.
Well, and probably not going to do anything too risky here, especially when you have number 1. And there goes Crenshaw, and boy, just the ability to fall forward, and coaches talk about that all the time. You think, okay, he got 4, no big deal. Well, 4 could have been 2.
Yeah, because of that last little bit of him using that strength and the power of his legs to just manage to get forward. And you look up, and it's a 5-yard gain when he had contact after a yard gain.
Best I ever saw on a regular basis when you and I worked together on Longhorn broadcast, Cedric Benson.
They're one of the best.
That lean and the balance. Here's Crenshaw. Now he kicks it outside. He's got the first down up around the 40-yard line. So Caleb Crenshaw probably going to be over 1,600 yards for the season after tonight. He came in with 1428.
Yeah, I would say in that range. He's 120, I would think, tonight, somewhere in that range.
And it's one of those things where Hayes probably knows what's coming. Can you stop him? And also give credit to that Anderson offensive line. Well, now they go a little razzle-dazzle, and Fulmer breaks a tackle for a huge loss, turns it up. It's going to end up being no gain on the play, but it does stop the clock. But boy, that was almost a loss of more than 10 yards.
Yeah, he did a nice job staying at home. Defensive end doing his job on the backside. And couldn't make the tackle right there at the 29-yard line, but it allowed the timing of pushing that around that allowed the defense to react, to come back, and make it a 2nd and long.
Well, they do stop the clock as well. So now 2nd and 11. And they go drop back. Safe pass to Fulmer, but he's dragged down immediately at the 40-yard line, and that'll bring up a 3rd down and long, and that's Cole Siciliano, the senior linebacker.
Well, Siciliano, what a nice tackle right here. This staying at home, running back across the field, staying right with him in man coverage, and wraps him up. And they have form tackle. In the dictionary, if you looked it up, that's exactly what that was, on the run in space.
Well, they'll be deliberate here and take the clock inside of 9 minutes. Still seems like a lot of time, but again, it's a 2-possession game, so all these seconds matter, even if they don't get the 1st down. And I think they jumped. They got up there and kind of had to go in a hurry. Boy, that's tough. Now you got a 3rd and 14.
It just didn't. What timing wasn't right.
And clock stops. Now they roll it. So they could burn another 20 seconds or so.
Timeout's called here. Got to set something. They're going to reset the.
Yeah.
There you go.
So if they reset it, they can burn more time.
Yeah, they can burn 24 more seconds off the clock.
Doesn't look like they're going to do that, though. Derbyshire, the delay to Crenshaw, and Crenshaw's free. And he breaks it right down the middle. Crenshaw, and he avoids the contact with Trish, stays on his feet, and now he turns into a battering ram down inside the 10-yard line.
That's just an outstanding run. Dishing punishment out the whole way. You got 3rd and long. You go to the draw. Look at those offensive linemen out there in front of me. Now watch this. Looks for contact here. Punishes out. Dishes off again. Looks for contact again. Just a bull and a China calls.
Oh my goodness, that second hit on Siciliano. And that might have been the nail. 1st and goal for Anderson. And no break for number 1. He might say, hey, if you keep it, Cove, I'm okay with that. He's a little bit gassed. And they fake it over the middle, incomplete. Looking for
pass interference. What I'm looking for was not called.
Well, that brings up 2nd down. That was to Hakes. Now you do stop the clock here with 8:06, and I think we might see number 1 again. Trish getting looked at on the sideline after that hit. The fine safety for Hayes. Derbyshire with the keeper, and that'll take it down to the 5. And the clock will tick down to around 7.5 minutes. 3rd down. Now if you can hold them to 3, he's still in a 2-possession game here.
10-play drive again.
I don't think Donald Hatcher has any thoughts of kicking it no matter what happens on this next play. Because at worst, you're going to make him drive more than 90 yards.
They could take this down, and I think that's what they're doing. I think they're going to take this down. Hatcher is down at the 10-yard line with the sideline official.
So they'll take it down to about 7:22 and call the timeout 7:21. And again, 3rd down and goal, but I don't know if we can see that Crenshaw run again, but that was, you know, our opener against McCallum and Anderson. Crenshaw had a run where we said on the first Thursday night of the season might be the best one we see all season when he ran 85 for a touchdown. This one's pretty special right here because of what he does in traffic.
Yeah, he's just looking for contact, punishing, and it takes a village to get him on the ground.
Levon Whitaker What do you think it's like trying to tackle the #1 locomotive there?
Well, to your point, I think you retract that statement about it being the best run in the season earlier.
The only difference is that one for a touchdown on that Thursday night in August.
But it looked like the longer he ran, the more contact he took, the stronger he got, and the more motivated he was.
He runs a little angry, doesn't he?
Absolutely, like a game breaker out of a, just NFL Street got back in the day on PlayStation 2. It looked amazing. That was crazy.
So 3rd down and goal. Also gave Crenshaw a little blow.
I think this is going to be back him up 5 more. This mistake by the center. He got over the ball, got set, and then he raised up. And the only one that can't move is the center. Once he makes contact with the football, it's going to be 5 yards.
Yeah, he knew it. He patted his helmet. Not sure how much that changes things, though. They give it to #1, cuts it in the middle, and Gang tackled. And that'll bring up 4th down and goal. Clock will go inside of 7. No signs of bringing on De Leon, the kicker.
Well, it's if you kick the field goal,
it's still 2.
It's still 2 possessions. Yep. So if you score right here, the ball game is over.
It's 2 possessions, and if they get a big kick return, they could have a short field. At worst, you're going to be up 10 points, 90+ yards to go, and there's only going to be about 6.5 minutes. 4th down, straight give to Crenshaw, follows his blockers, and he is going to come up short. Hays able to get the stop. They'll take over with 6:31 to go. Now they're going to have to go about 98 yards, but still give this Hays defense credit after that big run. You could understand if maybe they let down a bit.
This team has played hard all night. And this coaching staff and this sideline erupted because he's getting pushed, and they do a good job. Now watch them stand up right here and say, no, no, no. We're going the other direction.
Well, they've been on the wrong end of a few of those Crenshaw runs. They wanted to dish out a little bit, but now you're
98 yards away.
Precarious situation here with 6:31 to go, and young quarterback who has not played a lot, not thrown it a lot. See what they can do here and see if they can get something substantial to kind of get this drive going. Peach in the backfield, and he's going to go down for a safety. There it is. Just great penetration. I believe that was River Anderson. Or Eric Rusing, check that. Rusing, the senior, number 99, and I'm sorry, that's 99 for, it is Anderson. Rusing is 99 for Hays. So River Anderson, the senior, came in with 14 tackles for loss, and this one is a 2-pointer.
Yeah, it's just great penetration right here. You might have been better off under center. So many second guesses you could think about there, and just run a quarterback sneak and try to get you a little deal, but just outstanding pressure. Separates it.
Well, now you can try an onside kick.
You could. That's about the only chance. You're still in a 2-touchdown game.
Yeah.
But you got to give the football up, as you mentioned, Roger.
Yeah. So no doubt they'll try to.
Game effort. Really good ball game. Really fun to watch.
River Anderson. So again, he made the play, but that whole defensive line got the penetration, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was across the board. Nowhere to go with the ball.
But now, of course, you're doing it from your 20. Even if you get the onside kick, you're still going to have 65+ yards to go here. But it does give you a fighting chance.
Anderson's sort of looking at that. They've got 8 guys within 15 yards of the football, so maybe 20 yards. So they're not sure that's going to be kicked deep.
Oh, it is. So the return by Sharp had a good head of steam, and then he got popped pretty good by Crew Allen. But now Anderson in control, 6:22 to go. They've got the ball, and Hays can only stop at one time, plus the 2-minute timeout.
Yeah, the Trojans will be very deliberate right here. Come back out. Crenshaw will come back out. I would think that it's going to be a steady diet of running the ball right here.
Probably get some stats out of this drive, too. Crenshaw on first down. That's about 3, maybe 2. And they can roll the clock inside of 6:50 or so. Again, Anderson will improve to 8-0, assuming they hold on, and they will get Lockhart next Thursday before closing it out with Weiss. So they've got 3 consecutive Thursday night games to close out the regular season.
Wouldn't mind them having their 4 consecutive.
That'd be a playoff game for us. Derbyshire up top. Hakes got it. He got loose. Hakes down the sideline, and that's going to be good enough for a first down and then some, down to about the 37-yard line. He does go out of bounds. Just a safe throw.
Well, run the clock. I think his momentum was down before he got out of bounds.
You're right. They can take it down close to the 5-minute mark. Derbyshire again is going to throw it again. Hakes again, and he gets loose. Hakes down the sideline, and a little safe dump off turns into a chunk play for Anderson.
Play action, get him to the outside, out of the fullback positions where he's lined up, and he just slides out in the flat. Gets it down to the 15-yard line. It does slide out of bounds. It does stop the clock.
Anderson with a first down at the Hays 15-yard line, and back to Crenshaw, and Crenshaw down to about the 11. Well, Anderson's been fortunate. They've stayed relatively healthy. Again, we talked about their fine tight end going down in that McCallum game, but well, you wonder at one point how many more hits do you want Crenshaw to take in this ball game?
Yeah, absolutely. The game's in hand here at this point, but
and he has one speed.
Yeah,
so
full.
He's looking for contact.
Yeah, you've got a wildcat at quarterback.
Fulmer keeps it, and he'll get stopped at about the 11. And that will take it down to about 3.5 minutes. And he's going to have to.
His helmet came off. He's going to have to leave the field.
Lost his hat, but they stop it momentarily for Fulmer to get off the field.
And 6.
Now they roll the clock. Crenshaw dancing and then diving, and he's going to be short of the first down. This will take it down to about the 3-minute mark. And now
I think you kick the field goal now.
Well, I mean, if you're playing the numbers game, it makes it still just a 2-possession game, because then it's 28-14 or 29-14. That's still 15. So it doesn't change that part of it, but at some point we're kind of getting academic here with it. Ospo looking for his second field goal of the ball game. It's up, it's good with 3:04 to go. So Anderson extends their lead. We'll take a timeout.
Shift into a more affordable auto loan by refinancing with A-Plus FCU, Austin's best credit union. With our A-Plus Beat Your Rate offer, save 1% APR or more off your current auto loan rate and get on the road to living your A-Plus life. With lower monthly payments, less interest, and a faster loan payoff. Apply today at aplusfcu.org/beatyourrate.
From the heart of Austin to the edges of Central Texas, every corner tells a story.
And the toughest questions often end up here.
Even the smallest of towns can have crimes that bring big consequences.
We follow the trail and connect the dots, holding leaders accountable to make change.
Wherever the story goes, we go. KXAN investigates.
Well, Ryan Ostbo came in with 2 field goals on the season. He's doubled his total tonight. That extends this Anderson lead to 29-14, just over 3 minutes to go.
7-play, 50-yard drive, Roger. Took 3:42 off of the clock.
And a lot of it on the running of Caleb Crenshaw. And worked in some play action. This one will be back of the end zone. So they've decided that the best kick coverage is no coverage here after some big returns. And this Hays team will take over and see if they can mount one more drive.
Well, I tell you, this is a football team that came out, played hard from the very beginning of the ball game, was very much in this game, just not enough stops. The big run on the 3rd and 11 from Crenshaw, one of the best runs of the year, it just iced this ball game away, and he does that to a lot of people.
Yeah, and this will dash Hayes' chances. They'll fall to 2-4 on the season. Almost certainly
district play, yeah,
eliminates their playoff chances. Tough with their quarterback Tacoma Ames going down a few games ago. Here's Wright. Pressure coming backside, gets rid of it. And just a little out in front of Gingro.
That wasn't a bad pass. Moving to his left as a left-handed passer, having to come back across his body, just barely out in front. If he hits him in stride right there, Roger, that ball's down into the 30 or the 20 of the opponent right there. He had a full head of steam on the run.
Second down. Right. Trying to get loose, does a great job of holding on to the ball. It was nearly stripped away, but he's only going to get a yard out of it. And that'll bring up 3rd and 9, clock rolling here, 2:40 and counting.
Yeah, they're going to have to snap it before we get to the 2-minute timeout here on 3rd down. I believe that was a design quarterback draw that they were trying to go to there. He put it down just a hair quickly. Sometimes you have to let that draw set up a little bit before you take off. Again, it's about timing just because he hadn't had the experience.
Right. Out to the side, Casares has it. He does not get out of bounds in just a short gain, so the clock rolls inside of 2 minutes to the 2-minute timeout rather, so it didn't matter, as we will take a timeout here from Bob Shelton Stadium.
Accidents can change a life in an instant. Every day, Thomas J. Henry fights to make it right. We've recovered millions for car accident victims, protected families after 18-wheeler crashes, and delivered life-changing results for injured workers. No case is too big or too small. In the last 4 years alone, we've collected over $1 billion for our clients. When everything is on the line, we fight, we win, and we deliver results. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust.
The more you know about the weather, the better prepared you are to stay safe. That's why KXAN is bringing you First Warning Weather University. From explaining why your allergies are better during a storm to why we have seasons. Something very big hit the young earth to knock it off balance. Falling raindrops act like a magnet. The First Warning Weather team is bringing the classroom to you. It's not a forecast, it's a lesson. First Warning Weather University. Visit KXAN.com to enroll today.
4th down and 8. Hays tries to extend this drive, trailing by 15 points. Still a 2-possession game, so if they hit a big one here. Empty set for Wright. 4-man rush. Pressure coming. Now Wright going to go down. Lost the ball on the ground, and it looks like Anderson. Either way, doesn't matter. It was 4th down. So they rule it, I believe, a fumble. That would be the first turnover in the ball game,
Sure
but it was going to be a turnover on downs anyway, and Anderson can just run this clock out. But again, they got home with 4, Keith, and then they also had the spy there in Hodges-Smith just in case.
They did a nice job. Got pressure, moved into the outside. I would think you would line up in victory formation here. Actually, they had too many men on the field. It's going to back them up 5 yards because they were 12 men in the huddle. So illegal participation.
Now they all want to be part of victory formation. So this was a 7-7 ball game as Hays was able to answer the touchdown, but then 10 unanswered to make it 17-7. But Hays came out, scored a touchdown, and Anderson was able to answer and keep the distance. Now they're going to go ahead and give it to Crenshaw.
I would sort of just line up.
I don't know if I want him taking any more hits or making any more cuts on those valuable legs. I guess the math says that they can't quite run down the clock, but you're going to come close here. Now a timeout. Well, that gives us time to show you our Covert Auto Group winning drive, and this came after Hays cut it to a 1-score game in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, and then they come back right down the field. It's the 2nd possession, and Crenshaw stumbles right here. It looks like a couple of times during the drive they're going to be able to come up with a stop. Really nice throw right here over the defender, drops it in right at the 50-yard line, comes right back again, little play action to the outside, to the back out of the backfield.
Again, Derbyshire to Hakes a couple of times.
Yeah, does a nice job right here. Gets it set up, but you know one's going to get involved in this drive at some point. He almost gets this into the end zone, right down to the 1. And the little play action. Pull it out, let the quarterback score.
Yeah, Derbyshire gets the rushing touchdown. That made it 24-14. Got the separation with 4 minutes to go in the quarter, and that is your Covert Auto Group winning drive. Meantime, Anderson with a 2nd down run, so now the clock will tick down inside of a minute here, and they'll run one more play, and that will be close. Again, I don't think the math is where they can just take a knee. They probably have to give it back to Hays. I don't think they'll do anything but run another 2 plays. Yeah, it's going to be close enough. I think this will end the ball game. Crenshaw gets hit pretty good at the 20.
Blow right there.
Now that'll do it. They will not have to set the play clock. And Anderson Trojans, quite a season they've got going on the northwest side of Austin, and they are going to move to 8-0 on the season, 6-0 in district play, and looking more and more like that showdown in 2 weeks will be for at least a share of the district title if Weiss can hold serve and Anderson takes care of a Lockhart team that they should be able to do. It's been a fun one tonight, but game effort by this Hays team as well.
I tell you what, we know the Trojans are good. They got an awful lot of good players. Crenshaw, one of the best players in Central Texas, no doubt. But my hat's off to this Hawks team. They came out, they played hard today, had a good game plan, a lot of injuries, a very inexperienced quarterback, and this was a heck of a football game.
Yeah, we got a good one next week. We'll be at Gupton Stadium for a 25 6A ball game between Vista Ridge and Hutto. Hutto has Vandergrift tomorrow night up at Memorial Stadium. That'll do it. Don't forget Westlake and Lake Travis tomorrow night on KXAN Plus. We'll have the Drew Brees jersey retirement ceremony at 6:30, and then the Battle of the Lakes at 7 o'clock, and you can watch it live on KXAN Plus. For Bob Shelton Stadium in Hays County, for everyone at KXAN Sports, it's helped bring this broadcast to you. For Levon Whitaker and Keith Moreland, I'm Roger Wallace. Good night.